This has been quite a hill. So I might have to get off and hike a bike for a while. Man, this is too much work after that breakfast I ate. Sausage, biscuits and gravy with bacon and eggs and hash browns, and I got French toast. Well, this is pretty gnarly. I stepped off the road and I came across this deer carcass. It must have got hit by a car and crawled off the road here and died. There's the skull, the jawbone, got everything, the rib cage. Got to be careful on these roads. This is the road to GDMBR Springs. You can tell it's a nice downhill, and then you got a pretty good uphill. We're gonna climb up to 8,000 feet. We're around 7,000 right now, and then we'll descend back down. About the forest fire. It's pretty far off to the west. The wind's coming from the west, but we're not getting a lot of smoke today, not like yesterday. Maybe that means the forest fire is kind of dying down. Well, that was pretty crazy, that bear. I just happened to catch it on camera. Man. Man, that wind was sketchy. It was a headwind and a crosswind. Felt like it was gonna blow me over. I finally gave up. I gotta hike a bike a little bit. This is a beautiful country. Look at the colors. And I made the mistake of eating a big breakfast in town, which makes you feel lazy. And tomorrow I've got an even bigger climb, over 2,000 feet. Hey, I'm not complaining. It's worth it. Every step. Every step. So I think I'm gonna camp here for the night. I'm at a BLM recreation site and no camping is allowed beyond this sign. But I'm gonna ride down here. It drops about 500 feet to the hot springs. I'm gonna check out the hot springs and then I will come back up here to camp for the night. All right, I've changed my mind a little bit. I'm gonna leave my bike here. Maybe a little risky, but nobody's around here. I've got it hidden a little bit. I've got my air tag on the bike, so I can always try to track it down. I don't think anyone's gonna steal it. Let's go check out the hot springs. I thought about bringing my bike down here, but there was a sign that said no bikes, and now I can see why, because this is a super steep foot trail. I mean, maybe a pro mountain biker could get down here, but most people would crash and burn. The hot springs is down there by the river. Looks like there's some climbing anchors here. Maybe people start from boats down there and they climb up. That was a great time. So glad I walked down. I was mistaken. It's not the hot springs, it's the warm springs, which was exactly what I needed because it was a hot ride in here today. Man, I met so many cool folks. Also got some watermelon and a White Claw, so it's hard to beat that. If I'm ever in Colorado, I'm definitely coming here again. Now, climbing back up the cliff to my campsite where I'm gonna make dinner and set up my camp for the night before it gets dark. I'm all packed up and ready to hit the road. I've got to ride a little uphill, and then I'm gonna go downhill, hit the Colorado River, cross over, and then I've got a long uphill. It's gonna be a slog, it's gonna be steep, it's gonna be hard. This is as good a place as any to get water. It's a little side creek that runs into the Colorado River. The water will probably be a little bit cleaner than the actual Colorado. All right, I got my water. I'm carrying 4 liters. Should be more than enough to get me up this hill, and I'll filter more up top. Here I am back at the Colorado River. I'm gonna continue north. I'm at 6,900 feet right now. At the end of this climb, in about 9 or 10 miles, I'll be at 9,000 feet. So I've got 2,100 feet to climb. I've heard this is one of the epic climbs of this route. Hopefully, I'll find a nice camping area and I'll rest up before continuing on to Steamboat Springs tomorrow. Here's what you gotta understand about these hills. You climb up, then you go down, only to climb up again. So 2,100 feet of climbing might turn into 3,000, 4,000 feet of climbing. It'll get you. In the last 3 miles or so, I gained about 400 feet and lost about 250 feet. So, you know, it's a never-ending battle uphill. All right, I'm taking a little water break. I'm getting close to 8,000 feet. It's been a brutal uphill. I've been biking for a while, pushing my bike uphill. It's just those super steep uphills. It's hard to keep it going, even with the super low gearing I have in my bike. Sure is beautiful up here though. Well worth the work. Sometimes you gotta put in the work to see something this beautiful and to really appreciate it. Just biking. You know, I can't complain. I'm having a lot of fun now. It's just a sweaty kind of fun. All right, I made it past 8,100 feet, which means a bit less than 1,000 feet to climb. I'm gonna drink some water, eat a few snacks. It's got a payday, a little fruit, leather bar, and some electrolytes. I made it to a relative peak in a little flat spot here for a while. I'm at 8,500 feet. The wind picked up a little bit, but it's a tailwind, so that's cool. That downhill was a bit sketchy. A lot of wind blowing and some big boulders in the road. I lost about 200 feet. My hard-earned work gone. Now I gotta climb back up again. All right, break time. Now I'm up to 8,600 feet. So 400 feet from the top, but it looks like I got a little downhill, so I'm gonna lose a little bit. That's how it goes. I've got cookies and a chocolate Pop-Tart that's all crumbles. Break's over, most of the hard part's done. It's got about 4 more miles and probably 700 or 800 feet total of gross gain. Only 400 feet of net gain. Let's just take a minute to notice how drastically the landscape has changed in the last couple miles. I mean, we're up in the mountains now. It feels good to be back up here. Hello. I've reached the highest point of this climb. It's just over 9,100 feet. So I've been climbing a lot. Just like the rest of this climb has been up and down, I've got a few more up and downs in front of me before I reach that sweet, sweet downhill. I'm not gonna be forgetting this climb anytime soon. I topped up the last major hill of this climb at 9,100 feet. That was a long uphill slog. Took me over 4 hours. I think pretty much less than 10 miles. So I've been working. I'm gonna camp not too far from here. I'm gonna head down. There's a place called Iron Spring, and there should be water there. And I'm gonna ride down there and see if there's water. If there's water, I'm gonna camp there. If not, I'll keep going. Well, I found water right across the trail. It's pretty deep. I think I'm gonna take my boots off. Found water all right. The place I wanna camp is just behind this little stream. So I'm gonna take the time now to filter water, maybe 4 liters. All right, I filtered my water. Now I'm ready to ford this thing. I'm gonna try to do it without taking my boots off. Might get a little wet, but hey. I think if I go right down this middle and then veer off to the right, I'll be able to avoid getting my feet soaked. All right, there's a place to camp right there, but I'm gonna see if I can find a place that's less windy. All right, this is Rock Creek State Station. Looks like there's a door on the first floor and the second, so there must have been a balcony up there at one point. Looks like sawn wooden beams put together like logs. I'm about a 32 mile straight line distance from Steamboat Springs. It's gonna be mostly downhill. I do have to climb up over Lynx Pass to the north here, but it's a 400-foot climb, and then I'll go down and be going down to Steamboat Springs. I'm gonna rest up, recuperate. It's only 5 p.m., so I'm getting to camp a little early, which is nice. I'm gonna set my camp up, relax a little bit, make some dinner, and just chill out after my big climb today. I'm all packed up, getting ready to hit the road, headed north to Steamboat Springs. Gonna climb up a little pass, Lynx Pass, about a 400-foot climb only, and then it's gonna be pretty much downhill all the way to Steamboat Springs, I believe. Only like a 35-mile day, so gonna be pretty easy. And then I'm gonna have to run some errands in town. Hopefully my tent will be there. If not, I'll probably have to wait until tomorrow or Monday, whenever it comes in. Now begins the climb to Lynx Pass. All right, here I am at Lynx Pass. It was a pretty easy climb, all things considered. With yesterday fresh in my mind, I didn't even have to hike a bike. It's a pretty pleasant climb. Now I'm gonna follow the road down to Steamboat Springs. Right now I'm at 9,000 feet elevation. Steamboat Springs is around 8,000, so I got 1,000 feet to drop. There's probably gonna be some ups and downs, but it's gonna be mostly downhill, easy riding.